A job applicant will not be asked during the initial application process if they have ever been convicted of a felony. Of course, some would argue that this would be potentially dangerous and pose a liability for an employer to hire someone with a criminal record and not be able to screen them for potential conflicts that are in relation to the task and responsibilities of the job. Others would argue that a person should be allowed the opportunity for employment based on evidence of rehabilitation, the moral turpitude of the crime, and the length of time that has expired since the crime was committed. As I try to understand and appreciate the arguments of both the supporters and opponents of the Ban the Box initiative, I do pose a different perspective on the issue. Though this was a conscientious step in the right direction towards creating second chance opportunities for ex-offenders, this enactment defeats its own purpose. You have to think about it. Even though the Ban the Box initiative effectively requires a private and/or public employer to remove the criminal history question from their application, which depends on the state that you live in, there is no law put in place that I know of that prevents an employer from accessing free public record information from a corp's website detailing any such past criminal history. Therefore, even though the question is not in the application, we can be certain that employers already know that they can get around this by the use of the Internet. This is where I have the biggest problem. Secondly, Ban the Box only eliminates the criminal conviction question from being asked during the initial process. However, an employer still has the right to ask if you have ever been convicted of a crime in the event that you are offered contingent employment, which is based upon the ability to pass a criminal background investigation. So in reality, whether this question is posed at the beginning of our final stages of the application process, it greatly diminishes an ex-offender's chance for employment. However, what I really find disturbing is that a few members of Congress have prior convictions, but refuse to implement and sign into law bills that would enable its constituents with similar paths to become eligible for employment. As I prefer to not address issues, but also be a part of the solution, I propose the following. First, local and federal government should work together to further implement restrictions on the use